Hi all, welcome back to Skies Above Britain. This is Chapter 1, Patrol 1. This is my part 3 of my redo from the first practice playthrough. Okay, this is the following day after I left things like this last night. It was getting too late, the video was getting pretty long, and I stumbled into a little sort of bit that I wasn't sure about as well. I'm going to put a comment in the header regarding the very end to this, and I have been getting this wrong. I can only assume that it did not happen in the practice, and you know what, we never got anything. Well, no, we did get tiles separated, didn't we? But certainly nobody made any comment, but maybe I did legally separate them. Now I'm assuming the destroyed markers are the same, and this first example. And in fact, I looked up BGG, somebody was querying this, saying that if they're in this position, they were assuming this tile was still attached. But he just wanted to double check, and it was actually Tim that replied to him saying that's correct, that this is still attached, even though there's one fighter. This fighter would have to be knocked out as well, knocked out of the formation, become fallen, and then, well, basically then the tile is separated, but I mean the tile's gone. There's nothing left on the tile, and you've got an independent fighter. So I can't see any difference between that and destroyed. So we've got two destroyed fighters, and there's one still in the formation, but it's still attached to all the other tiles. So I'm going to assume the same there. Like I say, I don't know if looking at this, if I would find anything different anyway. Just a sec. No, I can't without really fully getting right into the rules. I can't find anything that's sort of jumping out that's saying that this is any different from the situation from the example in the book. So I'm going to take that this is still attached, and this fighter needs to be either destroyed this bomber needs to be either destroyed or knocked out. And of course, the other way of knocking them out is by getting this disruption, which we're not allowed in the first round because we approach from the nose at low altitude. So, okay, so going back to finishing this card then, because I was away initially trying to find the answer to the question about the fact this is destroyed, this is still attacking this, and then I decided this tile was going to be isolated, so we needed to be looking at this row. However, that's not the case. It is still attached, so we do need to be looking at this top one, and unfortunately, and because he's now destroyed, we ignore any damage results that the fighters do, so we ignore this. We're not allowed to apply this because it's round 1. However, this is going to apply. So for yellow 2, oh yeah, that was something that I wanted to check on. Yellow 2 is just a regular pilot, so let's draw a return fire, and the veteran that's with him can't do anything, can he? Oh, don't think so. Right, so this is a return fire chat. It is indeed a hit, and it's a 7. Now there's one of the elevators, so I suppose the elevator fate track, like I said, you need that's a 7 to 12, so it's the same as the fuselage one, so maybe not quite so brutal. That's that card finished. That's that fighter done its thing. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, quick look back on part 1. I've got part 1 out there though, so nobody said anything, but I'm realising obviously we've got one pilot, one aircraft in the fuselage fate box, one green pilot, and above that we've got that green pilot that was killed in action with a collision, which was devastating. I'm just wondering if this was in here when that pilot went to when that fight went to the fate box, because that then should have a channel patrol token on it to check for channel recovery. I get the feeling, because nobody said nothing, that I think this maybe wasn't on the map yet, but I'm just going to double check with that one. Okay, so in actual fact, no, the raid marker was indeed on the map when this guy went to the Fuselage Fate box, so he should, because the raid marker was in one of the bailout places, basically saying it's over the channel, he should have one of them on him. So I'm just going to have to stack them like that, and then that'll be checked at the end of the patrol. So the guys obviously didn't pick that up or whatever. So yeah, I'll need to stay on top of that though. That was a bit annoying, because that was one of the things that I got wrong in the first attempt, and yet the first time it happens to me, I forgot. But unfortunately, I've caught it now, and as long as it's done when we come to the end of the patrol, as long as it's realised before then, I suppose there's no harm done. It's just this first box, when this first goes into this first box, it's obviously it's still over the channel, you know. Okay, don't I think there was anything else. Well, one other little thing, and I was going to put a comment in the header. I still think some of my talking about that whole tally-ho thing is, but it's one of my thinking. I've got it now, but I think the way I was talking about it was still a bit of a nonsense. Some of the guys might pick up on that and maybe make another comment. I was going to leave something in the header, but I'll just leave it, because I think I was saying that. I mean, basically, the tally-ho has to happen in this sequence, this part of the sequence of play, and the raid vector sequence. You can see there's only two main sequences, this one and this one, and they're all, like, I suppose, these are phases within the sequence, and then my take is that these are steps within the phase, and then there's smaller steps, and it all just goes down into smaller things. Yeah, I do understand how it works. I'm just maybe not explaining it properly sometimes, I think. I know it needs to happen in here, and if... See, the part with that is, I don't think you're drawing tokens out here. It needs to happen in here, and we need to have not have contact. That's right. I think that's right. You know what? I get it, and when I'm looking at it again, when the flak token comes up, and if it's got tally-ho in it, I'll understand it. I'll understand it then. And I'm sure for others, I think it was just me that was having difficulty with that. It feels like the other guys commenting didn't sound like it was a difficult thing to grasp, so it's probably just a grand thing. Right, let's move on and get this, because I've not got an awful lot of time just now, but I've got loads of time later on, so I'm going to just get a little bit done here, get the dogs out, and then I'm going to settle in for the day, and then hopefully get 2 or 3 parts done later on. Because I'm itching to go. I'm wanting this to happen, and it's not been a great start. Yeah, I mean, we've got a killed in action already, but that's the roll of the die, wasn't it? So I don't think there was anything that I'd done wrong there either, but who knows, maybe somebody will tell me differently. So let's do red leader. So red 3 is a green pilot, red leader's veteran, red 2 is just regular. So we're going in on this one. Yeah, so let's just burst. Is that right? Yeah, we're going to keep going through these. So bomber, so it's a contiguous tile. What is it? Is the terminology for that one when they're joined together? We got these tiles are adjacent or contiguous. But what's the terminology of the symbol on the actual card? It's a top row, but has it not got a name? Just rather know what it is I'm talking about. Oh well, okay. I mean, it's this here. What is what I'm trying to say? Is there not something to call this? Right. Okay. We're going in here with our veteran pilot, fortunately. from the nose. Again, we cannot disrupt. Yeah, this is just gonna, we're just gonna get a whole lot of nothing here. And the problem is that if I want to come in from the nose in round 2, all these are going to be delayed. Ah, man. Right, well, maybe this is only, well, I don't know, this is the 5th card we've drawn now. And nothing's, well, I say nothing's happened actually, that's not true. We've got, well, this one was a collision, wasn't it? No, it was this one that was a collision. Oh, I can't remember. Whatever. One was a collision and one was a catastrophic result. So that was all right, I suppose. Anyway, so green pilot's going to take a hit. He's not green. He's veteran. The next one is green though, so maybe good to get this card out of the way. Well, that's not to say we can't draw another one like this. And then the disruption doesn't count. So that is that. That is him done. So red 3 behind, he's a green pilot. Let's burst. Right, well, there's no green symbol, however he's getting a return fire. So return fire and the disruption doesn't matter. So return fire for red 3. Stick to my fingers these. It is a hit, looked like a decent one though, so it's a 5. Right, and then red 2 is behind, he's just a regular pilot. Right, I think this is sort of about the best we're going to get. So 1 damage to them and then a return fire. So I'll do it in that order. Doesn't really matter here, but just to keep myself right. So we're drawing a damage check for this guy. Looking for a good one. And it's not anything special, so it's just a wing hit, a wing damage to him. And then again we've got return fire on, so on red 2. There are some of these that don't have hit markers on them, but well, there we go. Well, that's good actually. I mean, it's low ammo, I'm assuming it's low ammo, but it means we're not counting that. So let's just double check. Yeah, I mean that's a symbol on the icons of low ammo. Yeah, it is. It's clearly there. It's the same all round. If you get that icon, it's low ammo. So that, I suppose that's a pretty decent one. So that just goes back in the cup, and we mark that. We mark that with low ammo. So yeah, that wasn't a bad result actually, because we got a damage and then a low ammo. So that was probably one of the bit, well, apart from the catastrophic hit. Right, over to green. So green is pretty much the same. We've got the veteran leader, then green 3 is next, he's green, and then green 2 is last, and he's just regular. So green leader coming in from the nose. Oh well, we've got the leader again. Oh dear. Right, so that's a whole lot of low ammo, and that's it. So that doesn't apply because he's veteran. We don't count that because we're not allowed to just yet, and that's another low ammo. Now he could cancel that. He could cancel that, but I think I don't think it's the best one to use. Mind you, what else to use it for? I suppose when section leader, add +1 to a die roll for chase, intercept, or suppress, escort, or using June Fate check. Yeah, I think Stu said that's what he usually keeps that for. I think he actually said that he wouldn't waste it on cancelling a low ammo result. If you think about it, we're hopefully not going to be here for that long. I think we thought in the previous sort of practice that we just sat here all day long trying to attack these bombers, but I don't think, right? We don't want to reach this space here. I think that's what we need to do, and maybe even before reaching that space, we should just get our guys back and get them safe back to base and start again. You know, because there's 6 patrols. I think that's the reason there's 6 patrols. You don't need to go all out in a one on the first patrol and try and do it all. I think that's maybe more what we should be doing there. Like I say, the guys did leave a few comments regarding some thoughts on strategy. I didn't maybe read them out, but I have read them myself, so I've taken them on board. So yeah, I think it adds +1 to a fate check, but it's not just for himself. It must just be for himself. +1 to a chase. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to take the low ammo. It's not the end of the world. And to be honest, if he gets a low ammo result again, I can cancel that and leave him with just low ammo rather than no ammo, can't I? So that's probably better. So that was just green take a hat. Right, there was no green and low ammo. So that's him done. And then green 3 behind. Right, he is a green pilot, so we don't want one of the green things come. Right, so it's exactly the same result. But unfortunately, this guy is green this time, so green. He's taking a hit and he's low ammo. How about that? Dear me. Okay, right. So no, it's a hit anyway. Sorry. Oh well, it's 5. It's a 5. So at least most of the hits we've got on our guys are not too bad. In fact, I should probably have left the low ammo one. Then he's low ammo as well, so I'm going to put that underneath. I'd like to lay these at the side, but you can see it does become a bit cluttered, doesn't it? If I'm going to do that. So that, and then the little red cube. Right, you see I've not marked these with red cubes, Grant. And we clearly done these first. That's my problem, is forgetting to do it. And I tell you what, if you do what Tim was doing, move it forward, you're clearly going to see the next one and move it forward as well. So it looks like that way might be a safer way of doing it. Okay, well, no harm done just now. Just remember to put the cube on it, Grant. Right, that was all. Green hit, which he took, low ammo, and then disruption doesn't count. So the final check is green 2. So same look. Right, well, he's not green this time. This is better. So no green pilots and no hit to take, and it's a damage result. So, and that's all. So damage for this bomber here. Let's see if we can maybe get a catastrophic one, or get him falling maybe. Yes. So that is an engine damage, and that symbol means fallen. So he falls out of the formation. So and remember, it's not like the Stuka that would destroy it because of 1 engine hit. With the Junkers, you need 2 engine hits, so we need another one of these hits, or 4 of any hit. Well, I'm saying hit damage. These are really called damage. It's the other ones that we get are called hits. Really. Right. So he falls out. So we get a fallen marker and a Junkers flight, and then what happens is he falls out of the formation. So he's now there, or you can put him anywhere really. The damage comes with him, right? And we all follow him. I mean, this bit's not going to matter because we're just about to disengage. However, this is what would happen if we had not completed all the things. And then this gets marked with a fallen marker. And you can see that, going by that example, and the way I looked at it before, if we had another fallen flight, then this would automatically become independent and fall out of formation. Well, that's not. I've had that wrong. So, and the example in the book clearly says that it's still attached. So, yeah, and then that was all. It was just a green hat and a damage. Yeah. So they're now all there. But like I say, we're just about to, because that's us completed all our burst. So. And then the next card is disengage. So all our fighters engaged with bombers disengage by moving them away, but staying in the bomber formation area. There's an exception if they're marked with delay markers. RAF fighters with delay markers attached must remain engaged if their targeted bomber is still flying. If it was destroyed, the fighters disengaged, removed delay marker. Well, none of us had delay markers. And then the exception there is RAF fighters in tail approach may choose to remain engaged. And that's why maybe tail approach is better, because although you're coming in from the tail, you're going to, like if I do tail next turn, I'm going to be marked delayed, so I'm not going to be able to do it the first turn. But at least then, if I'm still tailing at the end of the next round, I can stay engaged and not receive a delayed marker, whereas you don't get that from the nose. So, right, so all of these are just going to disengage, and I can remove these red cubes now. Right, so there's all the aircraft disengaged, and I've just moved the markers to the side just to show them off a bit. They're nice little artwork there, and looks nicer, doesn't it? And then of course this has got a 5 hit, this has got a 5 hit, this has got a 4 hit, this has got a 7 hit. So there's 4 hits. So I think we're moving into that now. So we're going to do hit checks now. So I'm going to start at the top. We've got a 5 for the engine. This is green 3, which is a green pilot. Yeah, you can't alter this check anyway. You can't alter the hit check. It's only when they go to the fate box. Yeah, there's nothing can be done here to change this. So we're going to roll a 5 on him first. Well, hopefully a 5 or greater. It's a bad start. It's a bad start. So hoping for the first one to go right. So right, so he's going to the engine fate box. We can get rid of his low ammo. And green 3 now. He's also got an engine fate box with a channel recovery marker on him, because that's the, so what do I say, engine, and engine is one of the worst ones. 10 to 12 to hit the hangar. And that was, what is he? He's green 3, so I'm taking his pilot as well and moving it up there, just as a reminder that he's green. Well, I mean, something's going to have to happen. It's a good way of doing that, actually, taking the pilot with it as well. So there he is up there. He's got the channel recovery icon on underneath his pilot marker. Okay, so next one down is red 3. Well, he's going to be green as well, isn't he? Red 3 needs a 5. He's got a wing damage, a wing hit. Needs a 5 or better. Yes, okay, good there. So that just turns into being just a trivial hit. So it just goes away back to the cup. And next we've got a 4 fuselage damage hit marker on the blue 2. Blue 2 is just regular. Need a 4 or better. Come on, keep it going. 8, good. Right, so that's, this is the one we wanted an 8 roll for. Anyway, that's him good as well, just a trivial hit. So yellow 2, regular pilot 7. It is that elevator one, which is maybe not one of the worst, but come on, 7 or better. Yes, another 8. Good. Well, I thought I was going to, because it started badly. We lost 1 to a 5, didn't we? Well, lost 1 to... Sorry, I've nudged these bomber tiles, just fixing them. Yeah, I lost 1 to a 5 roll. So he's okay as well, that's trivial. So we only lost 1 there. Not quite so bad. And that was, sorry, that was the hit check card, if I showed you that. I'm not going to go right through all the rules of the cards. It's just in the sequence of play. I'm not really trying to teach the game, but hopefully you might learn some things, because I'm learning some things. So, and then resume. After all hit markers have been checked, the bomber round ends. So that's round 1 of the bomber round end. Return to the main deck and resume whatever sequence the game is in, either the raid vector sequence or the interception sequence. So these cards go away, and we were in the interception sequence. Whereas where we had been given, yeah, I can just put them there just now, maybe, our bomber's orders, we had went to card 1, the bomber cycle, so we come back to here, and then check, well, it's not actually in the next card, because that's going to be the cruise order. Then we move on to bomber formation, and just checking the sequence of play there. There's where we were. We did have a success. We went to round 1, the bomber cycle. We checked to see if we've got any cruise orders. We didn't have any cruise orders. We now move down in the entropy phase. And then the first step of that is bomber formation, which takes us back into the bomber cycle now. But this time, we're going to be picking what angle that we come in from. But I think I might have to... It's probably a good place to just stop there, actually. So I might still have a... Nah, yeah, you know what, I better not. It's a good place to stop, because we're going to get a whole... Just what we've done there, we're going to do it again. Well, are we? Are we going to sort of put our aircraft in, like I was saying, maybe some tail in? Well, we want to go after this aircraft for sure. And probably... Well, yeah. Probably this one and this one again. Because if we do knock these out... And remember, this time we get the... what is it? Disruption. But just looking back at this one card here, right? This the last discard. You can see that if we were at the nose there, we would have needed a 7 disruption. If we were at the starboard of the port, so if we were flanking, we would have a 9 to disrupt that tail. And if we were coming in from the tail, we would have a 6. However, if we go for the nose or the tail this time, we're not going to be able to do it this time. We're going to have to wait until bomber round 3. Which will come around in the next bomber formation, and between there and then we might get fighters coming in, and if we've got delayed markers on them, they're going to target the guys with delays, which knocks the delay off, possibly lost contact them. If not, then they've got to start again. So it's a tough choice to make. It's quite hard. I mean, even now that I feel like I'm far more comfortable with the game, I suppose maybe, yeah, I've still not had the playing experience of it to see how it's going to play out. But it's tough choices here, you know. Part of me wants to say, well, let's go in on the fun. If we all went in on the... Well, hang on though. These guys that are marked delay, do they count towards disruption? I'm assuming they do. Yeah, they would count towards disruption as well. So we'll maybe find a little balance between the two. And yeah, I think I might have something coming in from the tail, because at least then they can stay on the tail next round without being delayed. So if their target's still there and whatever. Right, well, I'm not going to just stop the video here. I'm going to pause it, but it's probably best to do it now. So I'll be back later and I'll have lots of time to do lots of things, hopefully. Okay, cheers. Hi, all right, back to finish this part 3. I've been away for a few hours, but now I'm ready to go. I mean, yeah, obviously there'll be 2 or 3 little breaks, but I've got the rest of the evening and most of the night probably free. So let's hope I don't burn myself out too much. But okay, a couple of comments. Got a comment from Jerry White, the designer, just confirming that we have got the bomber round sorted out. He says, yeah, any fighter entering the bomber area for the first time is going to be round 1, basically saying that, and then you continue from there. And also Stu left a comment saying, yeah, he thinks I've got it sorted now. So okay. He also said that don't worry about the fuel, you'll be back in plenty of time. So I'm like, okay. And yeah, seen part 2. Well, this is part 3, I suppose. There's a bit of that still not been seen yet, obviously. Okay, so where are we? Yeah, we're just moving into the bomber formation. That's where we left it. So if none of your RA fighters are in the bomber formation area, skip entropy. And go to card 20. Well, that's not the case. We've got plenty fighters in there. We did lose 1, but 1 out of the 4 hits that we had, I suppose, is considered pretty decent. We've got to remember that raid marker is still over the channel right now, so any that do go to the return to base box have got that extra risk of, if they bail out, it's that challenge recovery rule's pretty tough, pretty rough like. Anyway, so unengaged fighters in the bomber formation area must return to base or attack bombers. So we could return to base or we could attack bombers. I'm going to attack bombers. Right, if already engaged, how does that say nose or tail? Oh, because if it was delayed. Because I know you can stay, when you're in the tail position, you can not disengage from the bomber and just stay where you are. I think that's saying if already engaged, nose or tail, that would obviously be if they were delayed. Well, they could be delayed nose or tail, or they could just be stayed in the tail from the previous round. But I think the nose one, it would have to have a delay marker on it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just started to wonder, could I have left my guys in the nose position? But no, I'm pretty. Yeah, I don't need to look. Mind you, I said I wasn't needing to look that up before, and just as well I did start looking it up because I was getting that wrong about the isolated tile. So yeah, because did it not say? In fact, does it not say? Oh, it's in the bomber cycle cards, I think. Does it not say in the disengage bit? Where are we? Disengage. Does not say we can stay if we're in the tail. RAF fighters in tail approach may choose to remain engaged. So it doesn't say nose or tail there. So yeah, but we could be engaged at the nose or tail prior to the bomber cycle start, and that would mean that we had been delayed from the previous. Delayed from the previous round. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I'm going to move the cards out of the way just to get a bit more room. So we've got to, either return to base these guys or get them attacking some of these bombers. We've got 2 with low ammo. But that's about that. No, I'll leave that just now. We've got 1 fallen fighter here, which I suppose would be considered a decent one to go after, but I think our main purpose here, we need to isolate. We want to score some points before that raid marker moves again, because if it moves in, that's it. And in fact, if we don't do it right here, there's a chance that'll be lost again. So, and that's making me think that I don't want to delay them then. Because when we get up to, let's just fast forward here a bit to find out what happens. So that would be, once we swirl again, hang on, once we swirl again, we go back to orders. How do we get back to the bit where that moves? That's all in the reveal step. How do we get back to that? I was thinking about that. I mean, we've done it in the previous, so it's not something that orders. Let's go recovery, reform, raid vector. It's the raid vector step down the bottom. F. Move raid marker and reveal raid markers. Page 40. Right, let's get that up. Because the next set of inbound vector markers, there's 4 of them. And I think out of the 4, if one of them has that raid marker on it, then that's then going into there. Now here's a thing that I had pondered about before. While it's in here, where is it considered to be? Inbound or outbound? Because we only score victory points for isolating tiles and when the raid marker is inbound, isn't it? Let's get this situation manual checked for that first. In fact, is it on the situation marker? No, is it just in the campaign's sort of summary? Yeah. One victory point, each bomber tile isolated while raid is inbound. So, I understand that while it's there, it's inbound, and if it was in any other of these boxes, it's inbound. And I understand if it's in any of these, it's outbound. What is it if it's there? That's the first thing to think about. The other one is, how does it now get along here? How does it move? No, it doesn't. No, does it? Well, hold on. It doesn't. It doesn't, Grant. Because this raid, when this raid marker appeared, this is obviously a raid on the coast. Because it's going to have to move. No, Grant, hold on, stop. It's going to have to move into that box first. Yeah. What happens if it moves into that box? Right, hang on. Let's look at page 40 where we're meant to check this raid vector rules, right? So, raid vector F. Reveal vector markers in the raid marker space one at a time and apply the results until the space is empty of vector markers. Well, right now, if we hit that step right now, there's none here. If the space is already empty, move the raid marker to the next space on the track and then reveal vector markers in its new space. So we'd go there, then reveal these. If the raid marker starts this step in the last space of the outbound row, well no, because this is the inbound row, so that doesn't apply. So yeah, but when we move that into there in the next raid, and this is before we get another chance to attack any bombers. Well, we'll get a chance just now, but I'm just trying to find out what happens later. So once we reach step F, we're then going to go in here, reveal these 4 markers. I mean, the likelihood of one of them being a raid marker, I think, is quite high. So let's check. What does it say? Is it on the map anywhere? Yeah, just below it. So it says raid. Place raid marker on the raid track, or if already there, move the raid marker to the turn space and move the sun marker. Yeah. So it does move to the turn space. The turn space is in here. So when the raid marker appears here, it's only going to move from here to here to here to here to here to here, and then the game ends and the patrol ends. If the raid marker doesn't appear until here, then it's going to go here to here to here along there. Is that right? I think that's right, isn't it? And then if for some, the probably likelihood of this happen is unlikely, but what did I say? There's maybe 4, maybe 5 raid marker icons. So if it moves from here to here to here to here to here, and then we move to here, here, and then go along the deep outbound track. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. So if they two tiles that we first revealed did not have a raid marker on it, we'd be sitting like that. This. And there would be no raid marker, so we wouldn't get out of. I don't think we'd get out of that first phase, that first sequence. Yeah, because we wouldn't have contact, would we? So we go back to vector, and this is the one that I've never done. So page 45 vector, and then 39 is escort. Yeah, now I started watching a bit of Tim's videos, and yeah, this is what happens to him in the very first video. Fortunately, I wasn't really studying it carefully, but I worked out what had happened, and I thought, you know what, that's a better result, because Where is it again? Right, I'll need to find page 45, vector. Because the vector, it says, during this phase, make an escort exit check for each escort station marker on the interception map. Well, I want to say that they're probably not going to be there because you've not made contact. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Then you may take action to improve your squadron's situation. You may either move or reform or do nothing. You may not move and reform. So move means you can adjust your zone from deep to middle, for example, or you can change altitude. You may move and change altitude at the same time, but that requires fuel expenditure. So that means while, let me my squadron marker back. If the raid marker hadn't appeared there for us, and we go back to the vector step, right? I think that's where we'd be because we've not contacted, and we were in here. Then we could, well, let's just say we were in there, for instance. Then we could move to an adjacent zone and move to high altitude. Of course, the worry there is if you move to there, and then it does move into there, then you're adjacent. But getting to high altitude is huge. I think that's a really good thing to have. And even maybe just staying there and going high altitude. But we've never been in that vector step. We've not been able to do that because every time we've got the raid marker came up. So I think that then happens, and then you go back to reveal, and just to confirm, reveal's going to say, and remember, this is if we didn't have this raid marker. If the raid marker is not in play, reveal the inbound markers in the rightmost space. So then we'd start revealing these. Let's just say the raid marker doesn't appear again. And let's just say we move on to here. So we could adjust again with that, because you go back down to that vector step. And then we check these, and eventually the raid marker appears, let's just say. So then it's in there. So then it's going to be in the middle zone. It's going to move from there to there, then there to there, and then go there to there. Okay, right. So I find, if this space here counts as, if then that means we don't score points for isolating our tiles, I think it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough to actually achieve that. Because we've got 4 vector markers to flip there. So while we're sitting there, I'm going to flip the 4. Okay, we might not get the raid marker, but if we do, it moves to there, and that's it. It's kind of game over. Well, it's not game over, but it's like, it's lots of points. You're not getting. Because there's a potential 1, 2, 3. There's eight tiles here, aren't there? There's a potential 8 points here, and as soon as that moves, well, like I say, I'm going to go and just query this. It does say coast, and it says the turn space. So I'm going to go and see, you would think somebody might have asked this question about the turn space. Is the turn space considered to be an outbound? Whereas, it means we don't get any points now for isolating these. Or is it still considered to be inbound? It feels like it's a bit in between to me, but, well, because I think that's saying, is that not them dropping their bombs on once it moves into that space? Or, or is that them just getting ready to drop the bombs? Is that them drop the bombs there? Or is that the actual dropping of bombs there? Because if it is, then surely we are then not going to get these 8 points. You're going to miss out on 8 points. 8 potential points. Okay, I'm not expecting to isolate every one of them, but I was thinking I might be able to get maybe 4 or 5 of them. At least 4. If you do this one and do that one, you're only scoring 4, because that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, you could get lucky and not find the raid marker in there, which means what? What would happen then? We're about to move from there to there and reveal these. So if we sit there and don't find the raid marker, does that mean it then does go middle? If the raid marker is in play, move the raid marker to the next space in the raid track. If on the inbound row, it moves to the left from coast towards deep. Ah, yeah, okay, it does. That's what I initially thought, and then I started thinking, but yes, if we get a raid marker here, it then goes there. If we don't, it's going to go there. Okay, good. If on the turn space, it follows the arrow for the leftmost right. Okay. Right, so I need to know about this turn space. I feel like that's kind of important. It's not really going to help me, but I'd like to know if at least if we're sitting in that, then all the 8 points are not available, and we can think about how we go about it. I mean, I'm kind of thinking they're not going to be, because hang on. If on the turn space it follows the arrow to the leftmost space to one of the outbound rows, if on the outbound row it moves to the right, then reveal the vector markers in that new space. Yeah, okay. Right, let's work out that turn space then. Okay, not so easy to find. Maybe it's clear enough that this isn't on that turn marker isn't on the inbound track, and that is where it drops its ordnance anyway. I was wanting to find the bit that I read that told me when it moves on to that space, that's when it drops its ordnance. Looking at that, I can't seem to find that. Looking at page 48, tallying points. Isolated bomber tile 1 VP. This VP is earned only if the tile was isolated before the raid dropped ordnance. That is only if it happened when the raid marker was on the inbound row of the raid track. Also, you earn the VP only if you have an RAF fighter in the bomber formation area at the moment the tile is isolated. This is kind of rubbish, because yeah, and I can't find the bit that says exact. There's a bit somewhere that tells me that when this moves from here to here, that's when it's dropping its ordnance, I think. I was going to start searching for ordnance, because there can't be that many of it. Yeah, let me do that a second. Okay, I found it. It's on page 53. And you know what clicked with me as well? And again, it's just me just not really thinking about it properly. This says turn, and I was like, yeah, so that's a turn box, but I don't know what I was thinking turn meant, but turn means that's them turning for home, doesn't it? That's them dropped their ordnance and they're now turning for home. That's what that means. So page 53, it's talking about the raid marker. So if you get that raid icon coming up, and you've got the raid marker, if the raid marker is already on the raid track, the bombers release ordnance. So if it's on this track and you draw that, the bombers release their ordnance. So it doesn't even talk about it moving to that it says they release ordnance. It then says move the raid marker along the curving arrow to the turn space. To there. Right? Remove all inbound vector markers from the track, including this one, cancelling its second icon if it has one. Then randomly draw outbound vector markers and place one in each box of the outbound row of the raid track. When the raid marker is moved to the turn space on the raid track, move the sun marker to a new location roll of die. Okay. Right, I've got that all sorted. Which really means that now I'm reluctant to delay anything. Because I don't feel confident that these 4 tiles are not going to have a raid icon. Which means that I think they're going to drop their ordnance in step F. Step F, which is the raid vector step of the patrol complete segment. What is the words I was using? Phase. Anyway, F raid vector. Move raid marker and reveal raid vector markers. I reckon they're going to drop their ordnance then. I could be wrong, but do I really want fighters sitting about delayed? The other thing about leaving my fighters delayed is that escort reaction. Escort reaction. How does that work again? See, I'm spending so much time trying to work out what's going to happen ahead to actually just getting on playing the game. I'll tell you what I was thinking here was, I'm pretty surprised I'm having as many issues with this game. I'm not saying anything bad about that. It is a complex game. I get the feeling the guys that have been following along though, to me, I don't know. Maybe they have had similar issues when they started playing the game at first. I suppose you do when you first start playing a game. It looks like they've got much more experience than me, so they might not. They might have had similar issues, but they don't come across that way. They feel. But well, whether they did or they didn't, I'm a little surprised that I'm getting caught up on as many things here. Even that just there. Even that just there, realising that I thought at first that this could move right along here, but then I started thinking, well, no, it can't. If it appears here, it's on the coast and it's going to go as far as there and then it's going to go in. But that's not the case. It can actually move right along there. So there you go with that. Even that in itself. Okay, it's unlikely, yeah. And I think it's that unlikely that I think I'm not going to delay my attempt at these bombers and try and just go. It means they're all going to come in on the flank. I mean, yes, I could try some of them, but like I've already said as well, this escort reaction, we've got 2 escort markers out there. That's the one you draw the escort reaction card. So there's more likelihood, because we've got 2 this time, there's more likelihood of some interception by some of these either 110s or heavy 109s. And then they're going to target all these juicy targets that have got a delayed marker on them. And then they're not going to be delayed anymore. And then it's going to be in a waste of time. And then we're probably going to come then on to step F, reveal the raid marker, and the bombers drop their ordnance. Tough, I tell you, it feels quite tough, this. But what can you do? So what are you going to do then, Grant? Are you going to go flank? Are you going to take a chance with maybe just even a couple of them delay? Because, I mean, when the bombs are dropped, we still have a little time. I would say the time that we have is basically once it goes into that box. As soon as it goes into that box, I think that's when we need to be out of there. Because plus that black 8 is worrying as well. So, but we could still try and pick off another couple of victory points with taking out bombers. Right, let me pause and try and set something up then. Right, I'm thinking something like that, and then that means that these are delayed. In fact, I'm just going to put the marker underneath there. So I thought about why not have the 2 yellow, just the 2 yellow ones, one going on that, one going on that, and then they're tailed, because if we can get into the next round, they can stay tailed. I mean, that means they do nothing this round, this bomber round. It's probably a waste. Well, I can't just think about isolating tiles, can I? Or maybe I should. Because I mean, if I do, I've got 3 fighters going on this guy. Maybe I should add another 1. Remember, they need 4 hits. They need 4 damage of any kind, or 1 cockpit, or 2 engine damage. And it's not necessarily needing. I don't need to necessarily eliminate that guy. If I can just knock him out the formation, if I can just make him fall in, then that does indeed isolate that tile. And then I've got 2 on this. It's got a hat, and I've got 2 on this. I don't know. I don't know if this is silly here or not. Because I feel like this is. It's more than likely. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's more than likely this is our last attempt, last chance to isolate some tiles. I don't think we should. I think we should concentrate on this. Because this tile being isolated, remember, gives us 2 points. Yeah, I'm taking them back. I'm going to change that. The thing is, I've put an extra fighter there. 4 damage. If each one of them deal damage, then yeah, that's destroyed. What's the likelihood of that? Coming in on the flank. I don't think it's that highly likely, is it? So, however, that does give me 4 chances. Well, no, it doesn't really, Grant. Hold on. Yeah, stop, Grant, stop. Let's just have a glance back at a card. Yeah, I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting what the important part is here. It's disruption. That's the important part. Disruption. And we get it this time. So even that card there, we're coming in from the starboard or port, either or. All these tiles are connected, so they all count, and everything that's attached to them all counts as well. That's a 9. Let's just count out what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 aircraft, right? Not only that, we've got 1, 2 destroyed markers, 1, 2 damage markers, and a fallen marker. So 9 plus another 5. We've got 14. We've got 14 there. That's going to be any card that... Well, actually, I look at the one previous to that as a 12. As a 12, we've got 14. Right. Let's rethink this again. Right, yeah, that was almost a silly blunder. That was almost me getting things totally wrong. So, yeah, it's all about the disruption. We've got all our fighters in there, so it's unlikely we're going to not be able to disrupt whichever one that we go for. Yeah, yes, that was silly, Grant. So in actual fact, hang on here then. Can we even make a better job of this? Probably, yeah, because we just want to disrupt them. So, yeah, the problem is, yeah, you know what you don't want to do? You don't want to have lots of fighters on this tile. It's a bit of a puzzle, this, isn't it? You don't want to have lots of fighters on this tile. And I get to pick what order I resolve all these things in, right? So let me just change just something with this red section at the moment. So just by me doing that, and me saying, right, I'm going to resolve red leader first, and we draw a disruption 12. This is isolated, this tile. So that then breaks away, and that then breaks away. Right, now, the thing is, while that's joined together, we're getting an extra 2, aren't we? That's why I'm saying it turns it into a bit of a clever puzzle, isn't it? So we want to try and get the most of this as possible, don't we? So, yeah, hold on here. In actual fact, but you need to be careful. In actual fact, if we were to do, I don't know, I'm just going to chuck that guy down there. If we were to do that, say we were to resolve red 3 first, that's going to disrupt that tile. Right? With everything else that we've got, and these are all joint. So that then does that. If we then resolve, this is so doable, isn't it? There's a few slaps of the head right now, isn't there? He's got it. But we need to, like I said, we need to be careful. If I put one fighter on that tile, and maybe just one fighter up there on that tile, I mean, do you always get a disruption result though? I don't think that's maybe the case. It's not. I'm sort of looking at cards. To be honest, from the starboard or port, it seems like there's always one. In fact, yeah, it is. which I don't really like doing that, but well, I don't know. I've done it now anyway. So yeah, so if I just went for that guy like that, with that. So we resolved this one first, and what did I say? We've got 9 fighters in R5. We've got 14, so that then disrupts that. Right, we then do this one next. All we've lost is 1 point. So we've got 13 on that. That disrupts that. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to have all this here, do I? Yeah, I think I will leave some stuff delayed then. If they're delayed, do they still count? I'm assuming they do. Yeah, I can't see anything that says that you're not. We're still engaged with the bombers. So as far as I'm aware, they would still count. This is nuts then, because I think what the next thing to do would be is to maybe have something on that guy. Right, now hold on. When he breaks away, or when that breaks away, that means these are all counting ourselves only. So careful. Well, let's say I've done it that way. Let's say I check this guy next. We would be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aircraft plus 1, 2, 3, 4. The wing damage there and the fallen marker underneath. So that's 11. That's a pretty good shot as well. So that would then isolate that, I think. But then we would have these two on their own and these two on their own. So when I went to fight this, I would only have a disruption result of 1, 2, 3. So that's bad. So I think, and yeah, the other part of that is if we don't do this and keep this connected, which one of these do we do for? Well, this one's more. No, this has got 2 markers on it. That's got 2 markers on it. But if this breaks away first, like that is going to be attacking with a sort of 14 or something. That's going to break away like that. Then when we attack this, we've still got, assuming that fighter's there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's still 8. That's still a good shot at that. Okay. I'm liking this better. Well, that might mean that and do yeah. So I want red 3. Now, well, we get to. I'm getting this right, haven't I? Yeah. He is a green pilot, so that's fine. So I'll put him on that, and he's at low ammo. Well, we'll just go in for that one as well. Doesn't really matter which one we're going for. So the plan here is to take this one first, this one second, this one third, this one fourth, but I don't need all this in here. Not really. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no, that is right. I'm thinking, do these not stay together? That's not true. I think I just said that, didn't I? They don't, because if we isolate this tile, it's on its own, and then this is then not connected to anything else, so it becomes isolated too. That's right, isn't it? That was the whole point of going for these middle ones. Okay. Thing is, I don't want to move too much. Well, as long as I'm attacking this tile here with other stuff, though, that's fine. Let's have these 3 on the tail. Shall I maybe just leave it like that? I think I could probably make a better job of this than even this, and get results. Yeah, I mean, I think I could probably take a chance and move something else. I think tailing's better. If you're going to cause a delay, tailing's better because at least you then get to stay on the tail. Let's just leave it at that then. I feel like I've now got too much on this, and I maybe should be sending it elsewhere. But I think if I was thinking about putting it on here, tailing it, but now, so that should break that away, break these two away, and break these two away. So if everything goes to plan, I should have 6 points. These should be the only two that are left connected. Yeah. So I'm gonna put these delayed, and hope that the escort reaction. Well, we've got 3 of them delayed, so hopefully at least one or two of them might still get through. And we might get lucky. The escort reaction might not do anything. Right, that's me sorted. Because I'm at over an hour there now. Right, so now I need to be careful about how I do this, not make a mess of it. So these should have delayed, they're not getting to attack. So I think I said I'd do this one first, do this one second, do this one third, do this one fourth. Right, that's how I've got it right. So red 3 is, now he's green, isn't he? Yeah. Was that a worry at all? Not really. It's fine. Let's do it. So red 3. Now we're attacking from the flank, from the port side. This one, and all these tiles are connected. And here we go. 13. The biggest one I've seen was a 12, and we've got a 13, but I think we're okay. So, in fact, it's just as well we took this one on. So, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 flights, 9 aircraft, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we've got 14. It's a collision check, and a jammed. I don't think it matters what we would. Well, you know what? I'm doing the 13 first. If for some reason the collision was to get pulled off and then I wasn't allowed to do that, I mean, it's possible actually. It's possible. So I'm going to do the disruption result first. So just double checking that on the parade card on the other side of that. If fighters and markers on the bomber formation equals or exceeds the disruption number, the bomber tile is isolated, separate it from other tiles. So we've got 14, we needed 13, this is now isolated. Okay, and with that being isolated, it doesn't isolate anything else. What it does now is drop our markers down by 1, down to 13 now, instead of 12. Instead of 14, sorry. And then he's got jammed guns. So that's fair enough. Where's the jam marker? It's on the back something. It's on the lost contact, is it? Yeah, there we go. So I'll just mark him there as jam. No, that's maybe silly. It's going to confuse things, so I'll put on top then. So he's jammed, and now we do have the collision check to check, which we know what that is. We've seen it already. So it's only a 1 that can do it. Here we go. 8. Right, okay, we're good. So that was it. That was it on the card. So we've isolated one tile, which has gained us 1 point. Right. So now we're going to do this guy here. He's attacking him. This is red 2. He's on low ammo. He's a regular pilot. And like I've said, our disruption number is now 13. So here we go. So connected starboard tail C9. See, yeah, I mean, how did I not click? It's just as well I clicked to that. I would have been looking really stupid right now, wouldn't I? So low ammo, well, he's already low ammo, so he's no ammo. Yeah. Nothing we can do about that. He's going to take return fire, but I'm going to, again, just do this first. So we need 9. We've got 9, right? So that now isolates that tile. These are all still connected. These other 6. And I'm going to do the return fire on him. It's got an ammo anyway. Oh, it's a mechanical. Well, that might be, well, it's certainly better than a 9 engine. Well, I'm saying that. It says mechanical, it says lost contact or return to base. Well, I'm happy for that guy just to return to base right now. But I'm just looking on the map there, it's kind of brief, that explanation. The player aid says, roll a die. If even the area fighter exits the bomber formation area as a lost contact, if odd, it returns to base. Well, like I said, I'm happy for it just to return to base, to be honest. Because if it's lost contact, it can be ambushed, can't it? So odd, please. Yes, I'll do. So he returns to base. Oh no, that's not a bailout possibility, Grant. You're fine. Right, so he's returning to base. He's done his thing. That was all that was on that card. We've got the disruption, we've got the low ammo, and we done the return fire, which turned into a mechanical failure, so it wasn't an actual hit, which is good. We rolled to return him to base, so I'm going to take the no ammo marker off because we don't need that. And then he comes off this tile, and he's a red fighter, so he goes under on the return to base track, under where the red fuel is. So he's fine. He's back in the hangar once this is finished. No die rolls, I don't think, until we see something that we should have done. Right, okay, so everyone's working fine, but now we lost one more of our disruption number, but I think we're still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're still 12. Now we're going to lose 3 when we do this one. If we've done this one, we're going to lose more. So we do this one next. So red leader, who is a veteran, and it'd be nice to. Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to. Well, I'm hoping it's the Iceland tile. How many did I say? Was it 12? Right, here we go. 5. Oh, that was a nice small one. That's yeah. We're getting a return fire though as well. So I'm going to disrupt it first. Just to do that, we've got the 5. So that then breaks away, becomes isolated, and because that's isolated from everything, you can see that it leaves this isolated as well. So that is then like that, right? So then we've got a damage to him. Yeah, any kind of potential destruction is obviously good. Cockpit maybe. Oh, that'll do. Right, so Spitfire again would not be a catastrophic possibility. That's an 11 this time, so it's a tough call, but well, there's 11 on the dice and a 12 on the dice. So let's roll for the catastrophic possibility. We need an 11 or 12. Oh, I'm close. 10. Right, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. And then finally we've got return fire though. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's clever, isn't it? The disruption and then this What's the other one? Is it suppression? No, distress. That's clever the way it's worked out. It's very well done. Very well done. I really like how they've all worked that out. Very smart. Okay. Right, you know what I've not been doing? Not been doing this. Right, I've done it now. And no other guys went return to base anyway. So that was him finished. He done his thing. We're done. Oh! No, I didn't do the return to fire, did I? No, I've not done his return to fire, Grant. Yeah, that was a card there. So we've done the disruption. We've done the damage to him. We've not done a return fire. Okay, so red leader. Something like ammo would be fine. Oh, that would be even better. So it's only a hit if it's green, and red leader's a veteran. So that's a miss. That's a beauty. Right, so that's him. So now we're going over here. Now the thing is, what have we got now? Because we lost 3 of our disruption number there. But these 4 are still connected. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the fallen marker, 8 for that wing damage, 9. So we've got 9. So it's... You know what, we've got 9, but we've got 3 of them attacking it. So it's more than likely we're going to get this. So, who do we use first? Does it matter? I'm going to use a low ammo guy. I think he might be... He's green leader. Maybe don't want to use them then. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Right, so I'm going to use green leader first. So here we go. Still connected tiles, and it's a 7. We needed at least a 9 was what we had, wasn't it? So that's good. And again, it's a damage and return fire. So I'm going to do the disruption first. So again, that separates away. And because that's connected to nothing else, that has to separate as well. So these are both isolated. And then we deal damage to him, to this guy here. And we get, oh, it's a cockpit. So that's an automatic. 1 cockpit hit and the junker's destroyed. Well, any bomber's destroyed. So yeah, it's the first time I've drawn one of them. Don't imagine there's that many of them in there. So that's another result. How about this? So he's destroyed. Downside to that is the guy behind him. Oh well. Now. Is it better? Doing this guy next? I don't think it matters. Because the thing is, now we're not checking on that. We're checking on the middle row. No. Let me find this bit. I think he still has to check on the top row. Well, that was destroyed. I'm going to have to find that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. Hang on. Right, here we go. I think it's here, page 23. No target? ? If you assign more than 1 RAF fighter to approach the same bomber and the bomber becomes fallen, all of the RAF fighters approaching it remain engaged and may attack it bottom row of the card. If the bomber is destroyed before a fighter gets a chance to perform the burst step, draw a bomber card and apply all results except damage and use the same row as the previous attack. So... Right, hang on here. No, that's... Right, in fact, hang on. Again, we're forgetting to mark. He's marked finished, right? Is he? No, we've not. Damn it. No, I've got return fire on him as well. Come on, Grant, waking up. I suppose I'm just jumping ahead here. And this was the card. It's still lying here. We had a 7, that disrupted it. We drew our damage, cockpit destroyed. That's another thing actually. He's green leader. So I should track that. Yeah, there's 3 bombers being destroyed now. Yeah, so green leader Who's green leader? Is W. Warren. So he's got a bomber kill. Yeah, Sheehan was killed in action. Nothing more to check there, no, that's fine. Yeah, we do have a return fire. Let's do that first. So we need a return fire on this guy. No, I drew it. It was the green. Yeah, because he's the leader. It was a green hat, wasn't it? So I'm just pausing and going away looking at things and then finding other things. Yeah, I think he is done. I do solve the card line here. I'm pretty sure that's right. Hopefully I can check that back when I watch it. But yeah, we drew a green hat, which doesn't affect him because he's veteran. What I'm saying is, I don't think this is the case, but it says same row as previous attack. So I've done this guy's attack. There's nothing to say that I need to do his attack next. So if I do this guy's attack next, the previous attack is going to be on this row. But I think it sounds like what it's meant to be is, because these both are attacking this. Well, no, hold on. See, the other part of this is he's attacked this and disrupted it, making it a single tile. Oh, I don't know. That's... Same row as previous attack. So it's as if they're both committed to fighting this while it's still connected then, I suppose. The problem is though, if this wasn't destroyed, this would be fighting this and looking at the middle row. That's I wonder if I should look into this a bit more. Because the thing is, I could get this blue leader to do an attack, look at the middle row, then come back to this guy and do the attack. I've got to carry out the attack on that. And, I don't know, the middle row might be just as bad as the top row, regarding the fact he can't deal with this damage anyway. But actually, no, he can. No, that's can't distress this either because it's destroyed. I could just. You're closing in on an hour and a half now, Grant. Right, I found a thread that was discussing something similar to this, and it led me to the point that when it says previous, I've moved the page off of that. Damn it. What page was on there? 38. It's ringing a bell. 38. No, it wasn't 38. I know it's up in the top left corner of the page. Collision? No. Yeah. Although it says previous attack, it means the previous attack that you're following up on. So if I was to attack with blue leader there, no target. There it is, page 23. I don't know where I got the 38 from. It says, if the bomber is destroyed before a fighter gets a chance to perform the burst step, draw a bomber card and apply all results except damage. Same row as previous attack. So if I attack with blue leader and then attack with that, it's not going to look at that as a previous attack. It means that. That's kind of logical, eh? So we are going to do, we're as well just doing him next. So I'm going to do green 2, who's regular, making his attack here. We're not going to get any damage results. But we are looking at the top row for this one, and if I do happen to have that wrong, please let me know. But that's how I read it in the thread. I think Stu was involved in some of the comments on it. The guy wasn't quite getting it, what was going on, but he's not green, is he? Green 2 was. I don't think so. I think it's all the 3 pilots that I done. Yeah, green 2 is regular. Green 3 is actually not around anymore. So yeah, so it's a green hit, and actually that would have been a 10 actually. So that would have, we only had 9 that previous turn, didn't we? I think that would have been a bad one then for us. So that's come quite timely. So no hits to the pilot, no suppression. All good. He's finished, and then finally we've got Blue Leader, who might be able to, because remember now we're looking at a single tile, because he's all right now. There's a different. You can get that. They're both attacking the same aircraft. That's fine. So Blue Leader. So it's on the middle row this time. Starboard. And we need a 6. Oh, we're 1 short. Have we not got damage? No, we've not. That's annoying. So it's the middle row starboard, because it's just a single tile. And the distress value was 6. We've got 1, 2, 3 pilots. Oh, we do have it. I'm forgetting about the fallen marker underneath. We've got a fallen aircraft there. So 1, 2, 3 aircraft, fallen marker, destroyed marker, wing damage. We do have the 6. Excellent. So it's going to distress that guy. So if fighters and markers on the bomber tile equal or exceeds the distress number, the bomber is fallen, place a fallen marker on it, and add a new bomber marker to the bomber formation area. Now, okay, does this now make this? Yeah, maybe part of my thinking was this. Let's get us not one of them. It's a junker. It's one of these guys. Yeah, and a fallen marker. So this damage comes off. This fallen marker goes on. Well, actually, no. Well, let me follow up with what I was thinking there. Then our junker comes here, independent now, with its wing damage still on it. He now comes out here because he was attacking him. He's going to disengage shortly anyway. Well, I think what I was thinking there was, let's just say this guy wasn't destroyed anymore. Now, in this situation, this tile is not connected to anything. So am I right in thinking here, and I'm just going to leave this one in the video, am I right in thinking here that I can take this tile away and put another junkers down independently? Maybe I'm not.Maybe that's wrong. I think that one's right, but then I thought the previous one was right and I was wrong. So and it matters. It matters because if we go to attack this again and leave it as a single tile, we're looking at here. If I make this an independent fighter and move the tile away because it's completely, basically, I think what I was actually doing was marking this as a fallen thing because he's the only aircraft left on that tile. And like I say, it matters because we're either looking in the middle tile or we're looking in the bottom tile if he's an independent fighter. So I'll leave the question there for somebody who want to answer that. If this was like this, can we replace this tile now with basically another independent Junkers bomber? Or does he stay independent on this tile with 2 fallen markers? Right, I'll leave that there. It's not what's going to happen here because this was destroyed and now this tile's finished. There's nothing on it. So back to finish Blue Leader though, because that wasn't all that was on this. So we were down here. So we got the 6, we distressed him. He's now independent. We've got a low ammo and we've got a return fire. So low ammo. Let's mark it underneath them there. And return fire. I'll tell you what, maybe I shouldn't say it. Well, I've started, I suppose. I was going to say we've not had any hits yet in this bomber cycle. Okay, you've said that now. Oh, it's not. It's a fuel. And it's blue. If it had been yellow, I would have been a bit annoyed. So my guess is it's just we spend the fuel. Is that icon up there somewhere? Well, it's... Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no. Oh, stop. Slightly different icon. It's not just move the fuel. Fuel line emergency. RTB or bailout. Oh, dear. Well, would it be bad if some of our guys were return to base right now? Going by what Stu's been kind of hinting on at this, you know, you don't want your guys out there that long anyway. Get them back. They've done a good job here. We've got 6 points. In fact, not 6 points. We've got another point there, and we're actually sitting with 9 points right now, I think. So let me see that icon. Fuel line emergency. If the RAF fighter's fuel cube is in the low, empty or vapor box, pilot bails out. If not, oh right, the fighter returns to base. Oh well, okay. And you know what? He's the one with the ace skill, and we've used his skill already, so that's not been wasted. So that worked out quite well. If the RAF fighter's fuel cube is in the low, empty or vapor box, the pilot bails out. He's not in that. He's in a fine place. If not, the fighter returns to base. Okay, that's fine. So that was no, stop. Yeah, no, that was a return fire. Yeah. So we had the 6 distress, a low ammo which we put, and that was our return fire. It wasn't a hit. So yeah, that no hits at all at our return fires there. So I can chuck that low ammo back, and blue leader can go, and he's going in the same return to base spot as red 2, and they're fine. So that's that card done, and that's all our attacks done. Remember, these guys are delayed, so they can't do anything. I've not even flipped the card about the bomber cycle. You see, you just start knowing what you're doing. It doesn't take long before that becomes quite easy. So now I'm going to disengage, and I'm just going to go through. Sorry, I'm going to disengage all my fighters, and then as you can see, none of them have hit markers, so there's no hit checks to make. And then I'm going to resume back at this step in the, well, it's going to be the next step, which is going to be escort reaction, which is very nice. So that's where I'm going to return to. This video is going on a bit longer than I would have liked, an hour and a half. So I will, when we come back, I'll have these all disengaged. Well, they 4 fighters, remember, they're still engaged because they've got delayed markers. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Wow, I'm so glad that I realised what I was meant to be doing there. Just to be honest, I wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting it at all, and now I am. Yeah, there's quite a puzzle in there when you're trying to work it all out. And I think we dealt with that puzzle well there. I think so. I could see sometimes where you could maybe make better jobs of it, right enough, but I was quite happy with the outcome of that. And we've got 2 guys returned to base, no guys in the fate box, no hit markers. Yeah, excellent. Okay, I'll be back pretty soon with the next part. Cheers.